Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Devecioglu, your host. I'm welcoming you episode 169 in the American Business Podcast. Quote of the day. As you know, we have a great partnership with missionstatements.com, and here is the quote of the day. Experience is not what happens to a man. It is what a man does with what happens to him. Okay, great. Well, I have a special guest in the American Business Podcast. I'm going to invite our guest to our stage and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Asia. Welcome to the American Business Podcast.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
It's my pleasure. It's very nice meeting you in the American Business Podcast. How are you? How is your week going so far?
It's going well so far. It's Tuesday. I'm going to vote today. And of course, I get to do this. So we're off to a good start for the week.
Okay, this is great. Where are you connecting out of?
I am in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, which is right on Lake Michigan.
Okay, this is great. Well, I'm excited about our conversation. So let's get this started. If that's okay, as a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our listeners and to our viewers?
Yeah, my name is Asia Dore, and I am a brand strategist. So I help entrepreneurs, my fellow entrepreneurs and small business owners, build brands that position them as experts so that they can really become known as authorities in their spaces. They can attract the right people, the correct people to them. And really what it's about at the end of the day is working how they want to work and utilizing their very specific skill set in the very specific way that they want to use it.
Yeah, this is a great service that we are offering, especially in the American Business Podcast. We support American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the business community. And being a thought leader and positioning yourself as a thought leader, it's very important. And I'm glad that you're offering that service and support. It's very important for businesses. Well, how about your career journey? How did you get started? How your career journey has unfolded over the years?
Well, this is very much the classic, I didn't choose the brand strategy life. The brand strategy life chose me.
Okay, we had all ears.
I really started my business by accident as a photographer back in 2014. And I eventually made my way to brand photography. And what I realized very quickly is that while my clients wanted these amazing brand photos for their businesses, they couldn't actually explain to me what their brand was. They didn't have a really solid understanding of their brand. And of course, if I don't understand your brand, I can't photograph for it. So the strategy piece became a really important part of my work as a photographer. And I quickly realized this is the part that's actually really exciting to me, is the stuff that comes before the photography. So in 2020, I dropped the photography altogether and strictly have focused on the brand strategy portion ever since.
Yes, we are always interested in these career journeys because just like you mentioned, you never know how it's going to actually shape and unfold it, and there is always something
It's so true. And I think there's so much value in just following our curiosity and following the things that we're passionate about and interested in, and just kind of saying yes to everything until you sort of figure out what you like and don't like. I think that's one of the best ways to sort of go on this entrepreneurship journey.
What is the secret of your success?
Well, it's very glamorous. I would say, above all, the secret to my success is trial and error and just being really okay with things not working. I would say for most of my business, I've been in business, almost 12 years now. There have been a lot more things that didn't work than things that did work. And that's still true to this day. I mean, I'm definitely a lot more experienced now. I'm a lot more clear about what it is that I do now. But I still experiment and make mistakes every single day. I still send emails that no one opens. I still launch offers that no one signs up for. So it's really, I think, just about the willingness to go through that trial and error process in order to find what does work, because what does work is going to be different for everybody.
How would you define the state of your industry? Any insights that you can share with us?
Well, this is a little bit spicy because I have pretty much spent my entire business career kind of being pissed off at my industry, if I'm being really honest. I think that the branding industry, the mainstream branding industry, really teaches us to focus on aesthetics and the visual aspect of branding and making sure everything is perfect. And also just the fact that as small business owners, we are taught to brand ourselves like these trillion-dollar corporations because look what they've done and look how successful they are. But the truth is, those corporations have billions of dollars to throw at their marketing to essentially manipulate our perceptions to make us feel about their brand however they want us to feel. Whereas as small business owners, we don't usually have the luxury of billions of dollars. So we have to build our brands in a much more genuine way by showing up and saying and sharing and doing the things that genuinely make people feel the way that we actually want them to feel. Which means that you have to know, first of all, how you want people to feel, but then you also have to have a plan for, okay, what am I going to do and say and share in order to bridge that gap so people see me how I want to be seen. Not in a manipulative way, but just in a genuine and authentic way. So as far as the state of the industry, I think there is definitely a lot more room for talking about things like vision and authenticity and the value of personal experience. And I love it when other people in the branding industry are sharing that type of message, because I really believe that when we start building a brand from that, the brands are much more effective in the long run.
Yeah, this is actually really informative, and we organize podcast and plus networking event every last Friday of every month, and I'll make sure to invite you as well. And we talk about small businesses, American small businesses, and we also promote American small businesses there in that event. And to your point, uh, with AI now, the small businesses, American small businesses, and small businesses in general, they have a great opportunity to transform their their businesses, and actually position themselves in a way that they can be more competitive in the marketplace. So, having said that, what is your take on AI? How do you see the impact of AI on business nowadays?
It's complicated. I do think that there are, from what I understand, and I am not at all an expert in AI, but from what I understand and what I have researched, there is a great application for it in terms of organizing and processing data and information. Um, and that includes, making tedious processes more streamlined so that we can then focus on the stuff that actually matters in our businesses. Um, the issue that I have with AI is when entrepreneurs especially, but people in general, start to rely on it for ideas or creativity or critical thinking, because there's a certain amount of self-trust then that is lacking. I think it's much more important to trust ourselves more than we trust the computer, more than we trust the robot, and utilize it more as a tool instead of relying on it to do anything really, but especially to do business, and especially for business owners who are truly passionate about the work that they're doing and have a lot of depth in their work. They're not just showing up to make money, they actually care about what they're doing. To see those people rely so heavily on AI, whether that's, again, for like content creation or for just writing an email. The other day I needed to reschedule an interview because of some like heavy personal stuff that was going on. And so I explained that a little bit in my email. And the email I got back was very nice. I was like, okay, like no problem, take care of yourself. And at the end of the email, it said, would you like me to rewrite this so that it sounds more personal and friendly? And it's like, oh, okay, you don't actually care about me. You just hit reply using AI. And so it's those sort of things that I think we need to really be cautious of when it comes to utilizing AI in our businesses.
Okay, well, the best marketing practices based on your experience and observation? What are the best marketing practices for the highest ROI?
Okay, this is going to be an annoying answer for people who are like, what's the best one? But in my 12 years of experience, the best marketing tactic is the one that, number one, matches the way that you prefer to communicate, the way that you're good at communicating, the way that you're good at sharing your message. Number two is the same way that your target audience likes to consume content or learn information or search for things. So we need to match those things up. And number three is the one that you can do consistently over a long period of time and still enjoy, or at least still show up for without being like, okay, this sucks, I hate it, I quit. Because any marketing tactic is going to work if you have those three things locked in.
How would you define leadership? And what are the great leadership qualities a good leader must have?
I like to define leadership as simply a willingness to go first and then invite others to come along with you. I think that the best leaders have an actual vision and are not so focused on micromanaging, because they are thinking about that bigger picture and they trust the people that they're leading to, do their jobs to get them there. I think great leaders are also great communicators, and that includes not only speaking, but also being a great listener. They are probably very empathetic. They know how to use empathy and understanding for whoever they're leading. And also, I think just open-mindedness in terms of not only external ideas and being open to, change from other people, but also open-mindedness in terms of questioning their own beliefs and their own opinions about things, so that they are constantly doing checks and balances to make sure they're not getting tunnel vision toward this one thing.
Have you had any role models, any mentors who help you shape your career journey over the years?
I have worked with a lot of really great coaches. Typically I think they all are business coaches, but there of course is a level of mindset work that has to come with coaching. So whether that's short term or long term, I have definitely worked with a lot of people at different stages in my business to help me sort of expand into something new, the next new thing that I'm ready for. I have found that it's really important for me to be able to externalize my ideas and have a space to do that, but also to be challenged on my beliefs or opinions that might not be helpful for me. So yeah, coaching has been a very helpful part of my business journey for sure.
Key career lesson. If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us?
I think the hardest lesson that I had to learn was really to just be myself, which sounds so cheesy and cliche, but I spent a lot of my first few years of business really trying to emulate what I saw other successful people doing. I tried to be like them. I tried to create offers like them. I tried to even like kind of take on their personality. But once I started trusting myself to put more of myself into my business, into my work, into my content, into my marketing, that's when I actually started connecting with my ideal clients, the people who were actually right for me. And I have just not looked back since. I just think there's so much value in really allowing ourselves to express our own ideas, like tease out our own ideas, develop our own unique methodologies, share our message in a way that's actually feels natural to us. We're just going to get such better results in the long run when we approach our businesses like that versus trying to copy what somebody else successful did.
Okay, well, we have a little tradition in the American Business Podcast. I have a question for you coming from our previous guest, and I'll ask you to leave me a question. For our coming guest, I'll ask you a question in the next episode, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. Well, the question for you coming from our previous guest is, given the addiction of using social media and smartphones very often nowadays, how to measure employee performance?
Okay, well, just so everyone's clear, I don't have employees and I'm also not an employee, so I'm definitely not qualified to answer this question.
Okay.
But since you asked, I'll just wing it. I think that there is a lot of value in trusting people to do their jobs. And of course, that's more complicated, right? You have to, of course, first find the right people and then develop that relationship over time. But I think the best way to measure employee performance is, are they doing the things that the job requires? And I think a lot of times leaders, going back to leadership, we are really lacking that vision. And more importantly, we're lacking an actual specific mission that isn't just about isn't just a bunch of word salad. Like, what are we actually trying to achieve here? What is everyone in the company or organization responsible for as it relates to achieving that mission? And are they doing that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis?
That's a great answer. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, your thoughts. I appreciate it. Okay, well, what is your question for our next guest in the American Business Podcast?
I would love to know from your next guest, what, like, beyond making money, beyond profit, which of course is the point of business, but beyond that, why is the work that they do so important? And not necessarily like to them, like what they're passionate about, but why is it important to their company or their industry or society or even like the whole world in general?
Okay, we'll make sure to ask that question in the next episode, and it's gonna be tomorrow, so you don't have to wait too long for the answer.
Okay, great.
All right, sounds good. Well, in this part of the episode in the American Business Podcast, do you have any question that you would like to ask me?
I do, yeah. It's very clear that you have built something very substantial, not just with your own career and your own personal journey, but also just with this podcast and the immense growth that you've seen in such a short amount of time. So I am wondering, what do you think is going to be your next sort of evolution in business?
I'm glad you asked. Well, actually, I was working with my team this morning. So where we are going right now, so the American Business Podcast, and its features solid. I mean, it looks really great. The American businesses, they really support us. We truly appreciate it. And there is a lot to do, of course. The podcast evolved from entry-level podcast to right now a mid-sized podcast in its own right, which we truly appreciate. Now we are getting ready to launch our Chamber of Commerce. So we call these, since you asked it first time, I'm sharing with our audience. So yes, it is, yeah, flash. All right. So well, it's called America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCII. So that is the name, and it's coming up. So we are getting ready to launch it. I'm quite a networker. I network through different chambers, associations, and they have their own expertise in either in different regions or different industries. So this Chamber of Commerce will be America's virtual Chamber of Commerce, covering all the regions, all the industries, with committees divided into different practices. And that is America's true virtual Chamber of Commerce. So that is what we are getting ready to launch.
Wow.
And this is where it is going. Yes, absolutely. So America started this podcast, right? With the power of American economy, with entrepreneurship, with innovation, and we are the voice of American business. So the one that I mentioned to you, every last Friday of every month, we have our Podcast and Plus networking event. That was actually preparation for the Chamber of Commerce. So in the American Business Podcast, we talk about different issues, we share insights. On Fridays every month, we take action. We connect professionals to each other. Now we are taking it to the next level in terms of connecting businesses, America's businesses, whether that's for commerce or industry. And that's where it is going with these with this evolution. So we are very excited, and that's gonna be a great journey. That's for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really exciting, but also like a huge project.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, because we position ourselves as a national podcast, we have a lot of followers nationally in different states. So we're gonna start committees in terms of different practices, manufacturing, international trade, health and wellness, marketing, business development, and we're also starting chapters, regional chapters. So those who are following us very closely, some of them like to head those chapters. And in addition to virtual meetings, we'll also have in-person meetings. That's where we are going. And these connections, so regardless of where you are in states, you can connect with any business professionals, and you can expand your ecosystem and connections. And this is good for economic development and empowerment. That's actually where we are going fundamentally, and that is our fundamental mission in the American Business Podcast. Now it's evolving into a different operation. However, we are still on that important mission in terms of promoting, supporting, uplifting American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the business community.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing. That's really exciting. I'm
Well,
glad
thank
I
you for
asked
asking.
that question.
I'm glad you did. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Let's continue our conversation. What is your career advice for next generation professionals?
Try stuff. Like, really, that's it. Just try stuff. I think that we are very conditioned to, do well in school so that you can get into another good school. Pick your thing when you're 18 years old, which is so young, or, some kids are even starting college even younger. Pick your one thing, study really hard, get good at that, choose your career based off of that, and then do it forever, and then retire and die. Like, that's the trajectory traditionally. And I mean, that does work for some people, but I think for a lot of people, they really feel held back. They get to a point in their life where they're like, why did I choose this instead of trying these other things? And sometimes you have no idea what's going to be exciting to you until you actually just try it. And also with that, you have to be willing to quit stuff too, which is also kind of hard for some people. But I really think it's the best way to figure out where your passions lie, and also, what your skill set is. What skills do you want to develop? What natural talents do you have? And honestly, this is a lifelong process, but especially when you're young, just try stuff, be willing to be bad at it, and be willing to quit it if it's not the right fit.
For those who like to continue this conversation, what is the best way that they can learn about your organization, get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I typically work with coaches, consultants, thought leaders, online service providers. So if you are one of those things and you are listening to this and you are at a point in your business where it's sort of a transition point, you are pivoting or, evolving, expanding in some way, or you just really want to specialize, I have a masterclass that walks you through the 5 things you need in order to position yourself as an expert. And I would love to invite you to check that out. You get instant access. It's only $7, and that's just asiadore.com/masterclass.
This is great. Asia, for your time. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your professional insights and your professional wisdom with us in the American Business Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Kevin. This has been great.
It's my pleasure, and I wish you a great day.
Thank you.
And to our listeners and to our viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I like it very much. It was very informative. And what do you think? How is your branding strategy? And how you are preparing yourself in this age of AI? What is your take? Please share your thoughts in the comment section and join the conversation. And if you like this episode, please make sure to subscribe and support us. We'll truly appreciate it. We'll be right back after a short break. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. There are more than 440 million visitors weekly on Reddit. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable and millions of users are going to Reddit to get the real feedback from real people. It is the number one source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on that I'd like you to consider and take advantage of. When you spend $500 on Reddit for advertising, you'll get $500 in advertising credit. True story. I am a Reddit user, and anytime I like to have feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit and I talk to Reddit communities. I get the real feedback and real review from real people and real communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising. Get the visibility for your company, for your products and services on Reddit with Reddit advertising. Reach people ready to buy your products and services with Reddit advertising. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Would you like to start your business podcast? We are here to help. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I am the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. When we started the American Business Podcast on February 28, 2025, we had only one mission in mind: to promote, support, and uplift American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the American business community. Within our first 6 months, we managed to pass 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and we received YouTube Silver Award. This is an important award. It shows our dedication to American business and to the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and American Business Podcast community. Now you can have your own branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. You can promote your company, your products, your services, and you'll have instant visibility in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and followers. You can promote your company, your products and services. You can educate and inspire businesses and individuals. More importantly, you can tell your story, your brand story. How did you get started? What makes you different? And how you are helping your customers and communities. As you know, in the American Business Podcast, I've been talking to more than 100 American businesses. Each business has a story that is inspiring and motivational. I know your business also has a great story which is motivational and inspiring. It is time for you to have your business podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. We help you start your business podcast and we help you grow your business. This is a great opportunity for you to be visible in the marketplace in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers and subscribers. And this is a great opportunity for us to fulfill our mission to promote, support, and uplift American businesses. Please send us an email and let's get the conversation started. It is PaaS@americanpodcast.tv. Business podcasting as a service. Powered by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast is America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, working with you, and help you grow your business with your new business podcast. Thank you very much. Support for the show comes from Yelp. I've been talking to more than 100 business owners in the American Business Podcast. Do you know the biggest problem for small businesses nowadays? It is visibility. That is why you should sign up and list your business on Yelp for Business. I have the QR code on the screen, and when you scan the QR code, the form will show up on your screen and you can sign up on the registration form. It comes with free trial with no obligation. Make it easy for your customers to find you. Do you know there are more than 70 million customers visiting Yelp website looking for services from businesses just like yours? Restaurants, home services, professional services, and many other businesses are being searched on Yelp on daily basis. That's a great opportunity. If you list your business on Yelp, you'll be findable, searchable, and you'll be visible. When you are visible, when your customers are able to find you, you're in business. You can get opportunities, you can get leads, you can build a healthy and profitable pipeline. Consider Yelp for Business. Scan the QR code, sign up, and start your free trial. It comes with free trial. Very comfortable, no obligation. List your business and start getting the results and enjoy the benefits of Yelp Business. Thank you for your support. It is time to sign up for the online monthly networking event. Networking and podcasting together. It is called Connection America Business Alliance, partnered and powered by the American Business Podcast. During this unique business networking event, you'll be able to meet with other business professionals. At the same time, you will be in the American Business Podcast in front of thousands of business-minded YouTube subscribers, viewers, and listeners of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. Connection America online monthly networking events are interactive. You'll be able to meet with other seasoned business professionals, and at the same time, you'll be able to interact with viewers and audience. That's a unique event. It is because it's podcasting plus networking. If you are in business, you should be networking. And if you're not networking, you are losing business every single day. That is why we created online monthly networking event called Connection America Business Alliance, CABA in short. Scan this QR code and sign up today. When you scan the QR code, you'll see the list of coming monthly online networking events. Pick the one that works for you and sign up. We have limited seating, and today is the great day to sign up for online business networking event. Networking plus podcasting. That is a unique online business networking opportunity. You can introduce yourself, your products and services, and you'll be able to network with other business professionals live on the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up today. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Otter AI. Otter is the AI note taker that builds your knowledge and powers your workflow with transcription, automated summaries, AI chat, and more. Get your AI-powered assistant for meeting notes, tasks, and more. Scan the QR code on the screen and sign up today. Otter AI is the latest note taker that you can utilize, and you can set your meetings, you can take your notes, and you can also set up your follow-up actions automatically with the help of the Other AI. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Would you like to listen to music during your work time? We are here to help. We created ABP Office Music Pod, powered by the American Business Podcast. ABP Office Music Pod is for you, the working professional. You can enjoy jazz, lo-fi, smooth jazz, classic music, and more during your work time. We keep the music positive and energetic. You can go to the YouTube channel of the American Business Podcast, or you can scan this QR code and start listening right away. There is more coming in the American Business Podcast, and this is one of them. Enjoy ABP Office Music Pod during your work time, and thank you very much for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from YZ. At the American Business Podcast, we always talk about continuous improvement and professional development. That is why we partner with YZ, trust the nation's largest network for tutoring. YZ helps you find the tutor that you need in many different subjects: chemistry, computer, foreign languages, geometry, English, music, physics, reading, SAT, science, and many more. I have the QR code on the screen that you can sign up and start searching for tutors and enjoy the learning experience and continuous improvement as we always talk about in the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up for YZ today. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Gemini Trust. Gemini makes crypto simple. Find, trade, and buy over 70 different coins, including Bitcoin and Solana, on the best cryptocurrency platform. Gemini Trust. Start trading crypto here. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and start signing up today. Because they have a great customer service, you can reach out to them and get assistance 24/7. Scan the QR code and start trading crypto on Gemini. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from DocuSign. If you are signing vendor contracts and customer contracts very often, just like I do on daily basis, consider DocuSign. DocuSign is the latest modern digital and electronic signature software system. Furthermore, you can manage your vendor contracts, customer contracts, NDAs, and any other commercial contracts on DocuSign digitally with no need of local installation and no need of keeping your documents on your laptop or your mobile device. Furthermore, with the latest technology of DocuSign, it has intelligent agreement management. It recognizes your repeated documents and creates contracts automatically and makes things easier for you. Do you know how many users are there for the DocuSign system? More than 1 billion users. There are many companies using DocuSign and trust DocuSign for electronic and digital signature. True story. I also use DocuSign on daily basis and it works smoothly. Highly recommended. You see the QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, you fill up the form to start your free trial and join the DocuSign user community. Enjoy your DocuSign experience, and I hope you sign up today. I have the QR code on the screen. Thank you very much, and enjoy the experience. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Just Answer. Real help from real experts 24/7. Experts such as lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, computer technicians, home improvement experts, mechanics, personal tax experts, computer technicians, and many other experts are available for you 24/7 on Just Answer. You'll get your answers anytime, during the day, during the night, 24/7, and you'll get your answers from reliable sources. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can sign up for Just Answer. The answers you need at a price that is right. Scan the QR code and sign up for Just Answer today. Thank you for your support. Support for the show comes from Anywhere Apps by Kerr Consulting, now Cherry Beckert. Anywhere Apps are business software products designed for small and mid-sized organizations. They are ready to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I like to promote Asset Management Anywhere. Asset Management Anywhere is a CMMS software system. CMMS stands for Computerized Machine Maintenance Management System. It is designed to help you manage your assets. Your assets may be your machinery, equipment, your buildings, trucks. You can register all of them on Asset Management Anywhere. Asset Management Anywhere comes with unlimited asset management capabilities. There is no limit, there is no upcharge. Moreover, you can perform your break and fix, preventive and predictive machine maintenance management operations on Asset Management Anywhere. If you have a fleet of trucks, you can also manage maintenance operations on Asset Management Anywhere. If you are performing facility management for plumbing, electrical, and other facility management needs, you'll also enjoy the benefits of Asset Management Anywhere. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code to learn more about Asset Management Anywhere and Anywhere apps in general. There is more. I have a direct email for you. You can send me an email at kevin@kirkconsulting.com to ask your questions, also to schedule a demo, and I'll be happy to coordinate it with Team Anywhere apps to show you the systems as well as address your questions. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I hope you enjoy Anywhere apps. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb, next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming the American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.